Hi guys, Jake and MJ, back again for more live reactions to Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Chomp, 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 chomp.
Happy Labor Day!
Happy Labor Day, which, I mean, is over for you guys, but yay! So, yeah.
Film this stuff in advance.
I'm, sorry to say, this is the end of our summer vacation. Summer break's over. Gotta go back to school.
Must be nice to have summer vacation.
It's alright.
Some of us work all year round.
I do things. I keep myself busy. For instance, last week we actually wrapped for
Are we saying who?
I think it's okay to say who. We've wrapped for the Morpotsners.
The Morpotsners are a wrap.
Justin and Sarah have been wonderful to work with for the
past 7 years.
Yep. 6.5, because that was when we first introduced the Morpotsers. Was in episode 19, and we've filmed their scenes for the entirety of the remainder of the series.
Yep.
All the way up through episode 100.
We had done most of it the previous weekend.
Alright, you might be wondering why it just jumped, and it's because there was a little spoiler in there. So, watch out for that.
Sorry.
We're not going to describe anything regarding the filming, other than that we did it.
Okay, fine. So that will be the last little part on another day.
Yes. We ran out of time.
It is done.
Yeah. And, you know, we had, like stuff of it was, like, voiceover stuff, which we were flexible
Yeah,
on.
we did the voiceover stuff.
So we were able to work those out on a different day. We had a nice little, they ended up treating us to some,
home-style cooking.
yeah, so that was nice.
Justin is really good in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, he is. So, yes, thank you again to Justin and Sarah for all of your great work throughout the entirety of the series.
And your patience with us.
And, for you guys at home, hopefully this is a point of positivity, because this does mean that we are progressing towards the finale. Like, we still have 12 more episodes to release, but we are shooting things.
We're shooting constantly.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting everything for a given episode, because sometimes we're missing, like, one part of an episode.
Yeah, there was some major stuff for 89 and 90 that was waiting on us being able to knock out a whole bunch of scenes that we've now knocked out.
They're knocked out now.
So, all that's left is... It's mostly you and me for 90.
Yeah.
There is some stuff with other people that I'm going to be working out, but hopefully I can knock out what I need for 89 and 90 across the course of September, as far as filming goes.
But then we have things like other teachers who can't film until later.
Yep.
Yes, we have teachers.
But I would love it if I could get 89 and 90 out, well, at least one of them out around October, you know, because we do have our, the 7-year anniversary of Power Reviews coming up in October. That being said, I am going to be pretty strapped for time moving forward, because Wednesday is the first day of school, and I am teaching
my
again.
husband's a teacher again.
So I have a lot of work to do, especially since I'm going to be teaching some things that I've never taught before.
But we're hoping that it is still going to be less painful than it was before.
I
mean, first of all, you don't live at the school.
I'm not living at the school. I don't, I'm not required to stay late in the same ways that I did before.
Right, because it's a public school, so the kids all go home at night. So you don't have, like, dinner time obligations.
Yeah, or evening study halls, things like that. It's a 5-day-a-week school, not a 6-day-a-week school. That makes a big difference.
Yes.
Our old school had half days on Wednesday and Saturday, because there was a big focus on sports. But this school actually doesn't really do sports, so it's fantastic.
I know,
I also just have
it's a smart kids school, like the ones that everybody went to.
I have a great support system.
You're basically teaching at the high school from Ninja Steel.
Just a little bit. And I expect there to be those same variations in actual aptitude.
I don't know, it's a public school, so you might not have, Victor Vincent.
But yeah, I am going to be teaching physics, and a sort of composite math course and
robotics,
for which I do have a co-teacher, which is great. So I have a partner on that. So there's a lot more support going on than at my
Jake's
previous
gonna be
school.
Mick.
Hey kids, you want to learn about the lesson of the day? Don't drop giant heavy things on your foot. There we go. So that's what's going on in life and in Power Reviews. And as far as Power Rangers goes, we are going to be returning to our live reactions. As I said, September 14th is the return of Beast Morphers. And I'm going to wake this back up.
And for that, it shall be live reactions.
Yep.
So set your watches, set your clocks, put it in your Google Calendar.
Back to live streams at 7 o'clock on Saturday nights.
Yeah, I have an Android. But your iCalendar, whatever.
Yeah.
Put it down. We'll be here.
Yep.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Live on YouTube.
Yep. And yeah, wish me luck for this coming Saturday when there won't be a live stream, but I will finally, after all these years, be going in for my black belt test.
Woo-hoo!
I took like a 10-year break from Taekwondo. I got back into it a little over a year ago, and we were finally able to schedule my black belt test for this weekend.
He took the 10-year break while he was a brown belt, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been just kind of hovering over me for all this time.
Forever. It was like brown? Just brown?
So I'm looking forward to finally getting that. It's been a goal of mine for a very long time. So I'm glad I finally got back into it. And now we can get into this,
which
is
Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger,
episode 24, Love Karate Dojo.
So while we're talking about martial arts.
Exactly. Good segue.
Good segue.
Good segue. Love those.
Nice drums.
Yeah, it looks like it's...
Oh, it's a festival!
Yeah, we're at summer festival thing.
They're doing the thing with the goldfish and the paper scoop. Remember?
Oh, this woman's being chased.
Oh, dear.
And, yep, drone soldiers.
Of course they are. Wait, is that... No.
No, you were thinking maybe it might be the Prime Minister woman?
Yeah.
I thought that for a moment, too, when I caught the glimpse of it when I was queuing it up,
but no.
No. It's
it's just someone Kanalo wants to get with.
Yeah. You worms will pay for attacking a woman.
But did you see the game with the goldfish and the...
Yeah.
Because, remember, I tried to explain that game to you while we were watching a different Sentai?
Yeah.
She
likes it.
Yeah.
I love that Kieran has his little summer festival outfit.
He also has a mask.
Yeah.
But it doesn't cover his face.
Yeah, he just has it on top of his head. Super cute. You're amazing. Oh my. Yes. Yes. Dun dun.
That's not what she's about to ask him.
No, it's not. But
I need you to open a jar. I need you to teach it my Karate Dojo.
He's
no, that's actually happening. They're at a festival.
Yeah, I know, but even so.
Oh no, he blanked on the whole thing.
Oh no.
I need someone like you to help my father out of his dojo.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
boom! Kirata hikaru sodo, chikate batoru rodo. Bow, 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 bow. Momo ritai, kono sekai, nagade sanai to, kimi tanara sono michi o yuke yo. Tadashiki and Bumeru, you should know Akashi, Sa'a, Soru o Hitotsu ni. Dona toki demo nigenai, dynamiku daichi o narase, Hagana no chigara. Kirata hikaru sodo, chigate batoru rodo. Yume wa hitore de miru yori minade, miru hodo tsukuyo naru. Katane genkai nado, dokate go eta go. Segi ni tsuteyame o tate, Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger.
I'm a real fan of the sound. You never see that really in English. The TS, like...
I mean, you hear it with the hey, that's a cool sound.
No, I mean like Tsukai or...
It's a cool sound.
Suyoku.
Oh, she's out of ideas for her videos. I sometimes wish I had that problem. I have far more videos than I can ever find time for.
Oh dear.
What's happening? He's doing this a stunt. What? 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 What just even happened?
I think he implied that when he's out of ideas he naps, but Saito did not come.
Yeah. Oto's calling up Melto again? Please don't play this up as an actual romance. Please don't do that. That's weird. No, it's not an actual romance.
No, it's not. They're just... And that's why everybody else is scandalized.
Yeah.
I think even they realized that would be too young.
Yeah.
She probably needs help with Kanalo because of this business.
Yeah. Okay, so what's about to happen? He's such a doof. Oto's spying. She called Moto to help him.
That's what I said. She needs her. She needs him.
Odd that she's actually interested this week. She usually isn't.
This is the kind of date I expected to spy on. They're not having... Oh, you meant that date.
Yeah. No, don't show him a cake. Wedding cake. What is going on here? Because clearly it's not what it's supposed to be, but...
No, listen to Oto. She knows what she's talking about.
Well, yeah.
She's been through this.
Oof. Nice. I get to break some boards on Saturday for the first time. That's going to be interesting. She wants to be a baker, and she wants him to take over the dojo. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. He is 200 years old. He should know his stuff.
He still doesn't realize that she was asking him to take over the dojo.
Yeah.
What?
Oh no. She's a Minotaur host. Because of course she is. She was getting chased by the drunk soldiers earlier.
Follow the energy.
What do we got this time? Some sort of karate monster.
It's her animosity towards her father's old ways.
Really? No.
No! You're just gonna...
They usually... The Minotaurs don't usually carry separate weapons anyway.
Seriously.
Come on, guys.
Oh, I'm excited, Jake. Look.
Oh, you got new rings?
No, I finally got the onyx ones to fit.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I've been waiting for this particular set of dual double flares to actually fit. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's going after his girlfriend.
These double flares, they have different, amounts of flare on the outside.
I wonder what sort of creature this one's supposed to be.
I don't know. But he's got a black belt.
Yeah, he does. And he's got a sleeveless gi on. Nice.
Oh, so he does. Okay, so then he's.
We've never really seen before just how Kanalo is when it comes to.
His quote-unquote spandex is actually kind of baggy today.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think we've ever really seen just how proficient Kanalo is with hand-to-hand combat.
That's true.
Oh, but he makes cake.
That's not a sword. That is an icing knife.
And he shoots fireball things out of his head. Blindfolded?
It's not a blindfold, dum-dum.
Okay.
And I think he might be made of frosting.
Possibly. It's usually some sort of mythical creature, I just don't know what this time.
Cockatrice, maybe?
No, we've had cockatrice. That was an early one. He's determined to beat this one himself.
Karate Dojo のあの子だな。どうしてそれを知っている？
Okay, I just looked it up. It's a dwarf. That explains the beard. I love
They say
that
good luck,
base.
but it doesn't mean good luck.
Yeah.
They don't say good luck. They say try your hardest.
Yes.
And I love
Yeah, I
that.
see now. It's supposed to be a dwarf.
But it's a dwarf made of frosting.
Yeah, a
Look,
little bit.
they pipped him with the frosting pips,
Yeah.
and his beard is.
Yeah, I like it.
He's a dwarf if you made the dwarf by using the frosting pipper.
Yeah. Because I saw the beard, and I'm like, this beard feels like it's relevant, but I'm
But
not
his
sure what it's
eyebrows
supposed to
are
be.
frosting pip.
Yep.
Even his hat is frosting pip.
Yep.
奴の必殺技を打ち破るには一体どうすれば。カメラ。俺たちにも手伝わせてくれよ。
一人で悩んでないで、みんなで考えよう。
同じ竜相族の仲間だからな。
Okay, so what are they going to do to help him now?
別にお前の声はどうでもいい。ただお前が不甲斐ない戦いをすればドルイドンをのさばらせることになるからな。ごめんね、兄さん素直じゃなくて。
お兄ちゃん、私、結婚式に出るためのドレス注文しちゃったから、絶対頑張ってね。
She's already ordered a dress.
ああ。
I feel like
She's getting
No.
out of hand.
I feel like no one's informed Kanalo that marriages don't happen that quickly in the non-Ryusoul world.
カナロ、私がマイナスをよ。この4人を超えて、私に攻撃を決めて。
よし、行くぞ。はい。
Okay.
They're practicing.
Yeah. It didn't work too well for him so far. Let's give him another shot.
I really, really like Oto's outfit.
It is a good training exercise. It's a very good training exercise. Yeah. Let's go for it. Oof.
I want a little frock coat like she has.
Really not going well for him.
No, but Oto's praying really hard.
Yep.
So it's going to work out eventually.
This does not seem to be one of those situations that works well for a singular fighter.
このまま闇雲に続けていてもコーとメルトの攻撃をかわすことはできない。どうすればいいんだ。一体
Yeah, I think of a better move, dude. Just going for it like that doesn't help. Being inspired by the fish.
Go over one and under the other.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. What's he gonna do? Let's see. Oh, he's doing a little twist thing. Oh, nice twist. What? That's not how physics works. But okay. There we go. Nice. Yatta! He's a little tired. That was exhausting. We know he manages to somehow loop and then go back up a little bit. It's pretty snazzy. Alright, so let's see
I
what
don't have the little
happens.
shorts and little pants, but...
安心してください。
Yeah.
海の竜相族に嫁がれるからには俺が全力でお守りします。
She's not marrying you.
I mean, it would be nice if she became like a recurring character and an actual romantic love interest, because that would be a cool thing, but that's not going to happen.
これ使ってコスモソウル。万が一マイナスが巨大化した時でもキシリュウネプチューンと合体ができる。
Ooh, that'd be a good combo. Look forward to that.
その時にはありがたく使わせてもらえ。
Nice.
その代わり
There's a solid respect at this point between them. That's cool.
一品多くしてよね。喜んで。
He wants seconds in the wedding food.
Of course.
Or is he saying he wants to be invited? I mean, he should have been invited anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So by extra plate, I assume he means an additional plate for him.
Karate kick dwarf.
今度こそお前を倒す。
They've just given up on the Jar Jar Binks thing.
Good.
No more Mocha Micha, you said Mucha.
Okay, that's cheating.
But they can run it. This is acceptable.
Okay. Good. His friends have come to hold off the mooks so that he can fight the dwarf one-on-one.
Yep. I mean, it is somewhat of a moot point because, of course, the dwarf is going to grow and then they'll have to defeat with the Megazord. So,
right, but he'll be...
But it'll still be good to see him pull off the boots.
Right, but the whole point was that he can combine Neptune with the Shine Raptor and not need everybody else.
Yeah, that'll also be good. They're doing their roll calls mid-fight.
Intent on doing this all by himself.
Oh, this is nice ending on the roll call. Like having the roll call follow through the fight and then ending on the joint roll call.
I feel really bad for Oto because I still don't think this is going to wind up well.
Oh no, of course not.
And Oto's got her hopes up this time. Yeah. And like I'm kind of used to Kanalo getting it all wrong.
So sweet. There he goes. And he leaps. And twist. There we go. Are those flaming strawberries? Is that what they
are?
I was having trouble telling. Yeah, they're definitely strawberries. I thought they were at first, but I wasn't 100% sure. Oh no. Boom! Take that.
Out the back of your own cake.
Yep. Oh no. Too late. There we go. So sweet. Where are you going?
To check on Mao, because she's got to be in bad shape right now?
Well, yeah, I know, but what are they going to do about it?
I think they just figured out the cake thing.
Hey. No, you're a liar. Why are you doing that?
私の言うことを聞いて生きていくしかないんだ。
You are a bad father.
もう誰も信じられない。
Why are you being such a bad father?
It grew as fast as it did because he's antagonizing her.
Yeah, exactly.
Except that's Weisel.
Oh, right. That's why. Makes sense. Weisel, you are so good as a villain. Like, Weisel is the...
That's why they ran to her, because they realized
Yes.
that Weisel was probably antagonizing her.
That's good. That is actually intelligent. I was not giving them the credit of being intelligent, because they rarely are.
Oh!
Oh. Weisel is a very good villain.
Sorry, I got,
Little goosebumps from the shiny.
No, not from the shiny, just one of those times where the cold runs up your back. It might have been a reaction to having just drank cold drink, but it shouldn't be.
Cosmo Raptor time. Here we go.
It does look really cool combined with Dynamite Raptor. That arm.
I didn't even notice the arm pieces before. They look really nice. Okay, so he's gonna do the same move now.
No, he's
Oh, they're just gonna go straight through. Nice. Nice.
Oh, that is so shiny!
It's so reminiscent of Q Ranger in the aesthetics, and I love that.
Oni-chan!
That's a nice combo. Right in the face. Oh no! What? No! What? Did she not? He didn't hear any of that. Hello. Canelo, you should, why don't you listen? He just wasn't listening. Yeah. He just wasn't listening. So wait. So what's happening now? So what's happening now?
I think Oto may have just gotten a dojo. Flailing arms are flailing.
Yeah, the thrilling up the thriller. Yeah, the flailing arms flailing and pose.
I'm sorry.
Finalo. A heart capturing dance. Okay, so there is some sort of viral
Leon
video.
is going viral on his YouTube channel.
Apparently. He's having some sort of viral YouTube dance for next time.
Okay, a dance which I will clearly have to learn.
Apparently.
Not for next episode, because that would involve spoiling myself, but for the episode after that.
So, I want to know...
I think Oto just got a dojo, because,
Like,
wasn't dojo being given to whoever wins the fight, and then she kicked his butt?
So is Odo going to be running a dojo now? Is this ever going to be referenced again? I suspect that it won't be. But I kind of would like it to be. Because otherwise it's like...
Wait, so is this guy left with no one to take over his dojo, or is she stuck not going to France?
I don't know what happens to this family now. I'm somewhat invested in what happens to this family.
I think she's going to go to France, and he's going to be like, well, now who's going to take over my dojo?
I don't know.
Because that Canalo guy just walked out, but it's pretty clear from, all the things that have just gone on here that I'm not going to be able to make my daughter be a dojo lady.
Canalo, why don't you listen when people talk to you?
Because
You're such a bad...
fantasizing! He's terrible.
You're gonna be such a bad husband. You never listen to anything that any of your potential wives say. You're gonna make such a bad husband.
You know who's a good husband?
I don't know. Who do you think? What? What? I don't know what you're doing.
Anyway.
I mean, this episode was largely fun.
It was.
It was a
we
solid
figured it out long
episode.
before the end, but it made sense, and that's why we were able to.
Yeah.
The Ryusoulgers were acting intelligently.
I just wish
which is something they don't frequently do.
That there was a better excuse for Canalo not knowing what was going on than just he wasn't listening, because that was just so weak.
It is weak, but it's also really typical of Canalo.
It is.
He has managed to zone out and miss important details so many times now while trying to get a wife.
It's
so many times.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating when this keeps happening with him.
Well, the problem
but I mean, also, there's no...
he is laser focused on finding a wife.
Yeah.
He is headed for the altar already, so he never stops to get to know her.
Exactly. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It's just exhausting watching somebody screw up at relationships this badly,
this thoroughly, and this often,
this frequently.
I mean, the whole the karate patissier dwarf. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Patisserie,
I think.
maybe. I'm not sure. But I got dwarf right, I think.
Yeah, I think you got dwarf right.
Okay. It was a cool monster. It was fun, figuring out the way around his attack. Even if, when you get right down to it, it was a moot point.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the tricky things with the Minosaurs. Although it is interesting that it's always the race against time until they grow. Which is a little bit of a different approach. It also means that their fight against them on the ground can never be definitive. Because it's not a resurrective growth. So they just keep.
Well, I think ostensibly, if they fully defeat them on the ground, they just won't grow.
Well, yes, but the thing is, the structure of the
show
doesn't allow that,
to,
because then you don't get the Zords, and that's where the moneymakers are.
Fair enough.
So
I think this is one of the most rationally structured episodes we've seen.
Yeah, like everything had a pretty good reason.
As long as you can, give Canalo his zone out.
Yeah.
Everything else, it tracked.
It tracked.
While Zool was making her more upset, we were able to see the clues that she was dropping about wanting to be a baker.
Yes. Everything tracked very well.
Everything tracked very... And
Not-
honestly, the most upsetting thing to me...
Is that we didn't get the actual resolution at the end of what's happening?
Oh, actually, I was going to say I feel really bad for Oto.
Fair enough. Yeah,
It was not that that
She
it's
went
upsetting in bad writing. It's just upsetting. I feel bad for Oto.
Because she's been through this with Kanalo so many times,
and she
she's
thought
so
it
fed
was
up
finally
with it.
going to be taken care of, and it's not. And it's not. I want my tears of joy back!
You can have a dojo, Oto. Be the Oto dojo. We don't know if Oto ends up with the dojo or who ends up with this dojo.
I think I was joking mostly with that. I'm pretty sure.
I would like it if Oto ended up with the dojo. It would give her something to do, and it would mean that there was a happy ending to all this. Because right now, it does not feel like that episode got a happy ending for really anybody.
No, not for anyone.
That just ended with everyone
you know
unhappy.
who got a happy ending? Ostensibly, Pastry Girl.
Maybe. We don't know.
I said ostensibly.
Like, either she has to go, either she goes and her father's left with no dojo, with no one to run his dojo, or she stays and she misses out on her dream.
But you know what? I think she should go anyway, because here's the thing. She's been telling her dad she doesn't want to do this. He has had plenty of time to look for someone else to do this.
This is true.
He does not need to place that responsibility on her.
Well, I mean, I know it's a Japanese cultural thing. But anyway.
I know, but that's why I think, considering Kanalo did in fact kick him in the face,
yeah,
she should go to Paris now.
Yeah.
Just go to Paris now.
Like, it's not like, the dad is dying or anything.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he seems fine.
He's still in fighting form.
I'm sure he has plenty of time, I think, to find somebody else.
Because she also said that he said she could go if she beat him in a fight.
Right.
So that means that she didn't think she could beat him in a fight.
Right.
Which means that he is in good shape still.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got time to find a successor.
So hopefully he'll find a successor. Or maybe Kanalo and Oto will just run a dojo together for like, the rest of the series. Which would be interesting. It would be unexpected. It would be a twist of things where something matters.
Explaining where the heck they've been sleeping.
It would be nice if...
Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that Melta, Asuna, and Ko are sleeping at the Tetsuis.
Yes.
I don't know where Bamba and...
The park.
And Kanalo, I feel like he might be commuting from the ocean.
Or something. He just naps in, like, the random fountains. I don't know. I don't know how underwater people operate. Like, I guess he could just sleep underwater. Like, he could just take a nap in a fountain and be okay. I don't know.
I feel
Does
like
he have
if he
gills?
did take a nap in a fountain, that he would probably learn pretty quickly that that's a bad idea because people have a tendency to call the police about the dead body in the fountain.
Possibly. I don't know.
Because people don't stay underwater asleep, usually, and live. So all the land people would look at the guy laying underwater in the fountain not moving and be all like, oh no, there's a corpse in the fountain.
Maybe he lives under the bridge. I don't know.
Like a troll?
Like a troll. I don't know how these people operate.
That's why I was like, is he commuting from the ocean? Does he just go down to the shore and hitch a ride with Mosa Rex back down to this...
Like, have we established whether they... I presume they breathe underwater.
He has to be breathing underwater.
Like, unless...
Either that or he has, like, a bubble castle down there somewhere.
Yeah, but we haven't really seen the insides of the castles or anything, so we don't know if there's air in there.
Plus, Oto managed to swim from way far down to way far up.
Well, they could just be able to hold their breath for a really long time. We don't know.
Fair enough.
It's, we don't know how these people operate.
I was actually going to say that if she was trying to hold her breath, that she'd probably have the bends by now, but you're right, we still don't know how they operate.
They have some bizarre I mean, they are telekinetic through water.
They're telepathic.
Telepathic, sorry. They're telepathic through water. Who knows how any of the rest of their physiology works?
Yeah, and I thought at first that maybe it just had to do with all the water being connected, but then just being splashed worked.
Yeah.
Because, like, I could see it being like, I've touched the stream, and the stream runs to the thing that runs to the thing that runs to the ocean. But, like, it appears that they could manage this sitting in a kiddie pool, which is not actually connected to anything else.
Like, also now I'm having concerns over, like, considering we don't know how their physiology works.
Are you afraid he's going to dry out now?
No. What if he gets married to a normal human person?
And it turns out he has a cloaca?
Or something.
That's
We
what
don't-
fish have.
We don't know if they can actually, if they're actually even compatible with humans.
We don't know if anyone in the
we know that he doesn't pay attention to the women that he goes after. He might not even know how they biologically work.
What if he is compatible but still doesn't know how they biologically work? That would just be hilarious.
That's. I mean, to be fair, that's
would be one of
that's
those-
already just a good percentage of regular human males.
I was gonna say, well, no, the good percentage of regular human males, they have other things on their mind, but they still have some idea how it works. I'm thinking more along the lines of the people who, like, were raised in, like, super pure culture, who are like,
Fair
I don't
enough.
understand, we've been sleeping in the same bed for a year now, how are we not pregnant?
It's like
Maybe he thinks he can have babies by kissing.
I don't know.
That's what kind of thing I'm thinking with Canalo.
I don't know.
Because he's just so, like, all he's thinking about is marriage and marriage and marriage. But obviously he wants to be having an heir, right? Because that's
Yeah.
the whole point of the marriage. But does he know how to produce an heir? Or is he just going to kiss her and expect her to get pregnant?
Also, like, why does it need to be someone on land?
I'm going to guess the answer to that is because the only other member of the Ryusoul Sea Tribe left is Oto, and he's not going to bone his sister.
But at the same time, it's like,
Because did you see anybody else down there?
we haven't seen anyone anywhere. We haven't
That's
seen
what I'm
anyone else
saying.
in the regular Ryusoul tribe either. Outside
No,
the
we
one
did.
elder
then they
and
all
the
got-
masters.
Well, no, we saw a whole bunch of them in the very first episode before everything went to heck.
Well, that's fair. Okay, and we did see that Prime Minister lady. But we really don't know what
What
happened
I'm
to the rest of the
saying is
Ryusoul
that
tribe.
there
They're all...
may not be...
We don't know if they survived that attack or not.
These
We
may
just-
be all the Ryusouls left. In which case he really does need to seek elsewhere for
Maybe.
his bride, unless he wants to try and marry Asuna.
This show just raises so many questions all the time.
Because Oto's not an option. They're
Right.
brother and sister.
Like, just, yeah, like, maybe... I'm surprised
I'm
that...
surprised he's not dating Ui at this point.
Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been
Any
any
attempt
any
to
attempt
date
at pairing
Asuna?
him up with Asuna or Ui.
Yeah,
Like, he,
because they're right
just because
there.
he seems to be completely indiscriminate in who he approaches.
Well, that's why I'm more surprised he didn't approach Ui, because they did have that whole our Earth Tribe people thing
Yeah.
going on that might have turned him off to Asuna.
Yeah,
Because Earth Tribe people, they're terrible.
but I mean, I can't recall him expressing any interest in Ui at any point.
Neither can I.
And it's weird because he has expressed interest in every woman that he's encountered,
Every eligible woman.
and plenty of ineligible ones that he did not know
No,
were
were
ineligible
ineligible.
because he did not pay
But
attention.
he does seem to, generally speaking,
Dude does not know to look for a ring.
I was going to say, if there's a present husband,
Yeah.
that seems to be the only thing that deters him. Or if they're elderly or a child.
Yeah, that's about it.
Which, dude, you're like 100 and something years
That's
old.
another thing where it's super weird. He's 200 years old.
I understand
How
why
is
you're
this marriage
avoiding
gonna work?
children, but I don't understand why you're avoiding, like, 50-year-old women. You could get on with... I mean, I guess maybe you think they can't produce you an heir, but these days...
I mean, what's the deal with his parents?
They've got to be dead.
Was his mom a human and died 200 years ago?
It's got to be something like that, because he says they were raised by Mosa Rex. That means they never knew their parents.
What is the deal with these people?
And
How
that's
does their
another reason
society
I
operate?
think there aren't any more ocean people, or they would have been raised by other ocean people and not by a Zord.
This is a good point. What is the deal with this society?
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure
not a society.
they are the last two members of the ocean tribe.
I guess so.
And I'm going to guess, they had problems because, the ocean tribe went underwater. There was a small number of them. They intermarried for a while, but then eventually they're like, now we're all related, so that's why the prince has to go up on land and find somebody.
Or you know what? Maybe it's that. Maybe I was right about how they can just hold their breaths for a really long time, but the rest of them couldn't figure out that they didn't breathe water. And Kanalo and Odo were the only ones to be like, wait, if we swim up every now and again, we live. Huh.
No, what? Okay, here's what I'm saying. Like, eventually, the tradition of getting
Yeah.
a wife from on land
Yeah.
would have developed as a necessary way of dealing with the fact that they have a limited population underwater.
Yes, this is true.
Unfortunately, because they're only sending the prince up there at any given time,
Yeah.
or the princess, they're still running out of options,
Yeah.
dying off, and then eventually there's only the royal family left.
This is...
And they have to keep going up on land to find a mortal to bear their children and die before their children are fully raised because Oto is 200?
Oto's 100.
Oto's 100.
The idea is, I guess, it's like 100-year-olds, it's like, you know, the
Like a
10-year-old, and 200 is like
like a
20-year-old.
20-year-old. Okay, so Oto's 100 years old,
Yeah.
which means that their mortal mom is toast.
Assuming they had a mortal mom, which we don't know.
They could have had a mortal dad. I'm guessing they had a mortal something because otherwise...
It appears to be a tradition.
Right. Plus, there's no one left down there.
We also don't know how Ryusoul people operate as far as that whole, like, extended lifespan thing. It could be a property that it might not be a natural property. It is possible maybe they can turn mortals into Ryusoul tribe members.
That's
We don't
also
know.
a possibility. But I'm putting that forward mostly because whoever their parents were, they're both gone now because they
Yes.
were raised by a Zord.
Which is a very, very strange childhood to have, I would imagine. Like,
I can only assume that they must have had an actual parent during the period of time where they required things like manual feeding and diapering, because I don't see Mosa Rex changing a diaper.
here's one of the other things, too, though. Considering their lifespans, like, that would have been... They must have had parents for at least 100 years, because there's like 100... They've got about 100 years of separation in ages.
Yes, at least for...
So, ostensibly, I guess both their parents must have had extended lifespans.
either that or their half-siblings.
Maybe. Different mother,
mothers,
or
same father.
Something like that. That could work.
And then the father expired sometime during Oto's early childhood.
We are twisting ourselves into knots trying to understand this society.
Yes.
This is such a weird society.
Such a weird society.
When
Of course, that assumes that they even gestate in normal ways.
we don't know. They could come out of eggs.
That's what I was just about to say. They could be in eggs for like 100 years. So they may never have known their parents because
No.
they like laid eggs and the eggs didn't hatch until their parents were both dead and Mosa Rexes actually raised them. But that still doesn't make much sense to me because I'm still trying to figure... Well, actually, do you need diapers underwater?
I don't know. Do Zords eat? I don't know. Did Zords recognize that other creatures require food?
I think they do. I think they recognize that other creatures require food.
I was
Mosa Rex seems intelligent enough to get that.
I was watching an anime on Netflix called Cannon Busters. It's definitely a bit on the violent adult side, so for our younger viewers I would not recommend it, but there was like this one bit with this very humanoid robot who had apparently eaten all of the snacks. It's like, oh, these are so good, they're so much fun to eat. It's like, you ate all my food? Oh, I'm sorry, did you want to have fun with eating food too? I need that to live. Oh, you do? I thought humans just ate for fun.
No, man, it's our fuel source!
She had some serious gaps in knowledge of how humans operate.
I'm going to assume, because he managed to not kill them in infancy, that Mosa Rex understands that...
Well, we don't know.
They need
Well,
to eat.
at this point, yes. But we also don't know when they stopped having parents.
We don't. And that's why I was saying it's possible that they had parents at some point.
I mean, he's Mosa Rex is old enough that he should be able to recognize that other creatures eat.
Yeah, that's what I said. He has full intelligence. He makes full sentences. He doesn't talk like Tiramigo.
This is true.
All right.
He also, but he might not know, like, plenty of other details.
There's lots of things he may not know, but I'm pretty sure he understands that his sea people with the arms and legs need to eat.
Also, I don't know how he could provide them with anything considering he's giant. It's like, alright, here's your food. And he has no hands. It's like, how would he even give them food?
My guess? Run up to a fish, chomp it, and spit it out partially chewed.
Can he spit?
Well, I mean...
He has no lips.
Okay, well, he doesn't necessarily have to spit, but he doesn't swallow either, so he just goes chomp, chomp, chomp with his side teeth and then drops it.
I suppose.
And then they have fish mush.
I suppose.
I eat raw fish all the time.
It's still a very strange
I'm going to eat some raw fish again later today.
Fair enough.
Sushi. Actually, it's sashimi that I order. I order sashimi.
Yeah. So yeah, we've
They
delved
give me a bowl
deep
of rice
into the
and like
nature
raw
of
fish.
the underwater Ryusoul tribe and how truly bizarre
I mean,
it is upon
you don't
any
even
inspection.
need teeth to eat raw salmon.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's weird
Just
society.
saying. Or, you know what? I mean, maybe they had some help from some fleshy creatures with intelligence, because there has been, speculation that dolphins are intelligent.
Yeah.
And dolphins are mammals. So, if necessary, they could have had dolphin milk.
And I would totally believe that dolphins are more intelligent than most Ryusoulgers. The show, it raises so many questions. Again, this episode was actually pretty fun and tracked pretty well. It was a cute little filler romp, unless it does somehow lead to a running a dojo arc, which would be hilarious.
And cool. It would be sugoi!
It would be hilarious if this was actually the introduction of a major arc of Odo and Kanalo running a dojo together, where it's just like complete divergence, complete new story. Also, I have to say, as much as I really enjoy Wyzul as a villain, it is very strange that we've had him as a villain for so long now.
Don't.
I'm just saying.
Gonna jinx it?
I'm just saying. We have other chess pieces to move through, and we really haven't been. We had
Well, I
Gachillius
hope that
for
the
like
rest
3
of the chess
episodes.
pieces wind up doing with Wyzul what the other ones have done so far, where they show up for a few episodes, Wyzul just disappears, then he comes back when they're gone.
Which is still a very weird mechanic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Wyzul has been a very effective villain for, over 15 episodes now.
Yeah. And I want to keep him.
And Kirion continues to be adorable. So really, the villains do make the show a lot of fun.
I can't wait to see Kirion's viral video next week.
That's gonna be fun. I like it when the show is fun and it doesn't
Take itself too seriously?
it doesn't try and tie itself up into these narrative knots. Just nice, simple storyline of, okay, we gotta beat the monster, let's figure out how. There we go, we have some fun adventures along the way. And that seems to work fine. Similar thing with, like, the sketchbook monster. So I think that's a good place to wrap things up before we delve
gone on
into
a huge tangent.
into any further into anthropology here. into submarine anthropology, which is a whole separate field, I would imagine, that doesn't actually exist because humans generally, any underwater society for humans tends to be very, very brief. Like, I'd say maybe 3 to 4
there's always
minutes.
Atlantis.
I mean, yeah, but generally Atlantis usually doesn't last that long. I don't know. Alright, so that's enough out of us. We look forward to seeing what happens with the dance business next week. Hopefully I'll be back with a black belt in hand.
Woo!
And hopefully I will not have died for my first week of teaching. But until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Teacher, I have a question.